Joining us now is Dr. Peter Earle, senior economist at the American Institute for Economic Research. Doctor, great to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So we know Americans, small businesses, feeling the very real pain that the president is calling short-term in all of this. Do you believe cutting deals with other countries is the most effective way to isolate China, get them to the negotiation table faster?
It may be. I mean, I know that even if we negotiate on a bilateral basis with some of these countries, they're going to form deals among themselves. So that's going to be limited in its effectiveness. I mean, the biggest thing right now is that, we understand why there's more clarification and there's some, switching around and some indecision or what seems like some changes in policy. But that's making the effects of the tariffs much worse. It's very difficult, especially for small companies that import parts, to keep on top of things like what the current tariff rate is and what's accepted and what's coming. So the sooner we could get to some sort of stationary level of tariffs and companies can figure out what they need to do to work around them, the better it will be for everyone.
Yeah, the uncertainty really killing a lot of folks. The timeline
Yes.
being so key here. We've been hearing from this administration that phones are ringing off the hook, that these conversations have been started with multiple countries. When do you believe we'll see some real deals on paper being announced?
Well, I know that the largest countries, or some of the countries rather, with the largest tariffs on them, as per the schedule we saw last week, are the ones that are hustling quickest to get to the administration to speak to them. So, I mean, that would be Cambodia, Vietnam, some of those countries. I have a feeling that China will be among the last because they have, we have a huge trading relationship with them. Their tariffs are very high, and they've put retaliatory tariffs on us. I mean, I know that the administration was talking about examining tariffs on the EU in July. So it may be some time. It may not be till the end of the summer that we get clarity on the entire global picture. But I have a feeling that of the top, say, 20 or 25 firms that we saw listed in the April 2nd tariffs, most of them, if they haven't already come to the White House, they will be within the next week or two. It's very important to get this settled for them.
Speaking of the Chinese market, we know it leans heavily on the U.S. market, that China sells more to the U.S. than really anywhere in the world, that
Sure.
It would be difficult to have another country stand in our gap. We're seeing them play hardball right now. How long, realistically, can both countries afford to do so? What's the runway on both sides?
That's such a good question, because that's what we're all trying to figure out, is that both sides dig in their heels. Who feels it worse? I could say this. The Chinese economy is not in a great shape right now. They've been hovering on the edges of a recession. They've had a real estate crisis. I know that they've had to enact all sorts of, monetary and fiscal measures to keep the economy humming along. Our economy is not in the best shape right now. I think that there'd be a lot of pain on both sides, but I suspect that what will eventually happen is maybe these tariffs will be taken off and another form of protectionism, whether that's quotas or something else, will come in. So, I mean, I think we've got a little more runway than they do, but not by very much. And I mean, also, Americans we're very used to getting the things we want for the prices we want. We've seen 4 years of high inflation. So, I mean, there could be considerable pain for us only because we're used to lower prices and that sort of thing. But I think if I had to choose, we've got a little more staying power than China has right now because of the precarious situation in their economy.
Yeah, that seems to be the theme in all this. As you know,
Yep.
this tariff back and forth, it's not just about trade. It's about leveling the playing field as well. Here's what the president said after being asked about China. This was just moments ago.
We're the greatest economic power in the world if we're smart. If we're not smart, we're going to hurt our country very badly. We lost with China over the Biden years trillions of dollars on trade. Trillions of dollars. And he let them fleece us. And we can't do that anymore. I don't blame China. I don't blame Vietnam. I see their meeting today. Is that wonderful? That's a lovely meeting. The meeting, like trying to figure out how do we screw the United States of America.
What do you make of those statements, Doctor? We've heard this repeated from various cabinet members as well, and then the actions of the administration in response.
So I don't view trade deficits as losses. You know, different nations are going to specialize in different things. And if you consider a small nation like, say, Switzerland, right? They make high precision machinery, they make chocolate, they offer financial services. The idea that most nations would have an even, trade balance with them, that they buy as much and sell as much, is unrealistic. I mean, certainly the idea that we can get some industry back here is a good idea. Hopefully it doesn't drive costs up that much. But clearly the administration views trade deficits as a loss or as a sort of a zero-sum game, which most economists, including myself, don't agree with. But at this point, they're in the driver's seat, and we're going to have to deal with their policies and the outcomes of them.